So Barbarian Fighter is gender locked, Paladin is not gender locked, Shadow Swordsman's gender locked, Phantom Necro is gender locked, Bard's gender locked, Ranger's gender locked, Priest is gender locked, the Mage is not gender locked, the Warrior is gender locked. So pretty much everything is still gender locked. I know you're looking at the title and you're already preparing to write a long defensive comment on why Tarisland isn't actually bad. But before you do, I want to preface this video by stating that my opinion on the game is not an objective fact. It is a subjective opinion. We all have them. Your opinion might be that the game is good. My opinion might be that the game is bad. It is more than fine to have and to make up your own opinion of a game, of a movie, a series, an anime, whatever, based off of your own collective experiences. That doesn't mean people need to dislike it or disagree. Everyone is welcome to have one. With this in mind, even after watching this video, even after reading through the comments, I want you to go ahead, download the game, and try it out for yourself. Just because I or someone else liked or did not like the game doesn't mean that you're going to feel the same way. You might love the game, you might hate the game, you won't know until you try it. This video, these experiences are based off of the very limited amount of time I could spend playing it on day one, because the game does time gate you, which inhibits your progress, stops you from moving through the game until a certain amount of hours have passed. In this case, to continue on with the story, to continue to unlock more content and do more things, I needed to wait an additional 15 hours. Now let's get into my opinion. This is a beautiful game aesthetically, but outside of that, it is one of the poorest quality, mobile-focused, mobile-oriented MMOs that I have played all year. It is so low effort, feels ridiculously low budget. There has not been a single thing other than the pretty backgrounds that I've enjoyed about this. The story is so disconnected, disjointed, unbelievably difficult to understand. It's so incomplete, so cut up, meshed together, stuck together, and held together with a fine thread. There's nothing gripping about the story whatsoever. Nothing to enthrall you in the game. Nothing to captivate you or want you to actually not skip it. And we played through a bunch of the story. We ended up skipping a bunch of it because it's just that bad. It's no Final Fantasy 14, no Guild Wars 2, no WoW's story. You know, there's not a very high bar, let's be honest. Rate it from 0 to 10, I would rate this as a PC MMO a 2. As a mobile MMO, I would rate this a 7.5. As a PC MMO, this is absolute horseshit. As a mobile MMO, this is pretty damn good. As a cross-platform MMO, it's okay. The combat in this game is obnoxiously boring. I have 6 skills. Well, I guess, you know, like, I grant a total of 7 skills, a shield, and a blink, right? It's basically, you know, a mage from WoW, but for children. For people that, you know, don't have the ability to click, you know, 40, 50 different skills. WoW has, and Final Fantasy 14 has, you know, multiple different hotbars that allow for you to layer dozens of different abilities. This game's like, you know what, you don't need to think. We're gonna give you a couple different skills. We're going to give you the option of upgrading your skills automatically, so you don't need to think at all. You don't need to plan your build. There's just a build there for you with a couple abilities, and it's just gonna auto level them. Requires absolutely no input from you, no thought whatsoever. You just, you run at the monsters and you click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when they are available. And if a button glows, you click the glowy button. That's it. You can turn your mind off. You can close your eyes. You can have a second monitor going, watch YouTube videos. I mean, hell, you could probably play gacha games on the side. It's not going to inhibit your ability to progress because it is just that boring. Getting a 7 as a rating is crazy, but it's for a mobile MMO. The competition for mobile MMOs is like Moonlight Blade Mobile, Revelation Online Mobile, like dozens of mobile MMOs that are just all auto path, all auto combat. This is not auto path, this is not auto combat, you know, you have manual options. It's just, it would probably benefit from being an auto game, having autoplay in it, because it's just so bad otherwise. So WoW for kids? Yeah, this is WoW for people that have never played a video game before. It's like, if you're being introduced to a game and you don't want to be overwhelmed by having more than a couple abilities, then this is what you'd play. If you don't want to have to worry about engaging in a story and trying to learn the lore or history behind the world or the characters or anything really, then this is a game to play. If you're literally just looking for something to click for the sake of clicking because you want to move your fingers, then this is what you'd play. The world itself feels completely pointless to explore. Right now anyway. That might change. We saw that there were, you know, really cool events that were supposedly available that we couldn't find. But for the most part, you just mindlessly run around the world just to get from quest giver to quest giver. That's it. To do a quest, which typically involves kill a few monsters. That was it. But, you know, grab a box and take the box over there. That was engaging. That was fun. I got all the way to level 20 by just pursuing the main story, which people tell me is the soft level cap for today. Because, as you can see over on the side of the screen here, the main story, post-disaster relief, doesn't unlock for another 14 hours. In 14 hours, I can then go to the teleportation circle, which will then be repaired because the game time gates you. The entire thing is time gated. You hit a point and they're like, nah, fuck you, you can't play anymore. That's not how MMOs are played. People play MMOs for an hour or two, or they play them for 20 hours straight. I played this for an hour and a half and I hit that. And I'm like, well, what now? I hit level 20. I ran out of content to do. I did some side quests. I did the PvP. I did the dungeons. I've done everything. I can't do anything else. I finished the game. What is available to play right now? And it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, now, I just log off because I can't play it anymore. Like, what MMO wants you to play so little? What game actually provides you no motivation to play? They literally have you play for an hour or two and now you're like, well, there's no point in playing it. When I played Wuthering Waves, I played it for 10 hours day one, 10 hours day two. Like, for the whole week, I poured probably like 40 hours into that game. It was crazy. I did all the story, I did so much exploration, I did tons of pulls. It was so much fun, and I could do it without having to worry about being limited. Tower of Fantasy gated a bunch of its content behind time walls, time gates. This is the exact same way. I don't understand why they do that. It's stupid. It's truly terrible. It is. At least the characters look good. They do. They look like World of Warcraft characters, 100%, but at the very least, they do look pretty good. Some of them, not all of them. Unfortunately, how does Taris compare to Genshin Impact entertainment-wise? So Genshin at least has a moderately tolerable storyline. Genshin has significantly better combat. Genshin has a world that actually has things to interact and engage with. This has none of that. This has nothing. You have this actually very pretty world. You have a world that is actually beautiful to look at, but you don't want to explore it because it's just pointless. And I know there are going to be people in the comment section of the YouTube video that are like, hey, but you could have probably found a treasure chest if you explored for 73 minutes over on the northwestern edge of the map. If you did this side quest, you might have unlocked a cool little event. But you don't know to do it. You don't want to do it. There's just no purpose to do it. And the game world is empty. It's uninspired. It's boring. It's just bad. There's not a single thing about the game that is anything other than bad. We did some of the dungeons. We stood literally still. We ran our abilities, the AoE circles, onto the other players just so they'd take damage. Like, come on.